array of electrodes snaked inside the inner ear, and there are little electrodes on the inner surface that are facing toward the auditory nerves in the center of the cochlea. So as I hear a sound, they are translated into pulses of those various electrodes, which my brain has learned to interpret as sound. So that is cochlear implant 101. Does anybody have any questions about the system at this point? Yes?
What's the durability of the actual
Can you speak up a little bit?
Sorry, what's the durability of the implant? Like, does it rust away? I mean, not rust, but does it break down at all? Or what happens if you have to replace it?
Oh, the body of the implant itself?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, what happened? Did you have to replace the internal implant? Well, the answer is that it is designed to last the lifetime of the user. So I should never have to replace my implant. Now, there are times when the implant fails and has to be replaced. But in most cases, the new implant works as well as the old one, or better in some cases. Any other questions? Yes?
So with the electrodes, do they kind of have to be specialized depending on which position they are in the cochlea, or are they all kind of the same electrode?
Great question. So the question is, do the electrodes have to be specialized with respect to their location in the cochlea? The answer is yes. So to go into a little bit of detail about how the cochlea works, the hair cells at the apex of the cochlea, at the base of the cochlea, pick up high-frequency sounds. The ones at the apex pick up low-frequency sounds. So basically, the cochlea takes apart sound, kind of like the way a coin sorter sorts coin by coin size. So the cochlear implant array replaces that system. When an electrode fires down here at the base of my cochlea, I hear a high-pitched sound. When an electrode fires all the way up here, I hear a low-pitched sound. So the electrodes themselves are the same, but the location of the electrode makes a difference in what pitch I hear. So the electrodes are specialized in the sense that the location makes a difference in how the brain perceives the electrode fire. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
How does it sound different than what you remember from, like, natural hearing? I know you said it sounded really jumbled and garbled when you first got them. Can you kind of describe more?
That's a great question, and I will answer it by going down 2 slides. We'll come back. We'll come back to that slide. Let me just jump in and answer that question now. So this is a slide that I used to try to give some people an inkling of what I hear. So what this is an English sentence, and I'm not going to tell you what the sentence is, that has been electronically filtered to resemble the output of a cochlear implant. Now, that does not mean that it is what a cochlear implant user hears, because sensation and perception are 2 different things. But it will give you some inkling of the raw signal that a cochlear implant sends to the brain. So I'm going to walk you through these channels, and then I will play you the original unfiltered sentence. So to tell you what channels means, very roughly, channels corresponds to the number of electrodes in the array. So my cochlear implant has 16 electrodes in it, 16 channels. The earliest cochlear implants had only 1 electrode. So I'm going to play the English sentence, filtered, as if all of the frequencies of the world were being sent to a single electrode inside the cochlea, instead of being spread out over 16 electrodes. Can anybody understand that? 2 channels, 2 electrodes. Again. 4 electrodes. Okay, see some people kind of nodding. Does anybody want to hazard a guess?
No, just don't be more human, is all. Just don't be more like that. Something's there.
Let me play it again.
You're beginning to hear the formation of the words.
Okay, you begin to hear the prosody of the words. Okay, you can't tell what it is yet, can you?
Just
Okay.
an S.
Hmm?
There's an S at the very end.
Okay. 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 When my implant was first activated, my software gave me 8 channels of auditory information. By comparison, a normal ear has roughly 15,000 channels of auditory information. So this will give you some approximation of what I heard that first day, 8 channels.
I like to play tennis.
Ah.
Okay, everybody gets it now. Will somebody tell me what it is?
Would you like to play tennis?
Yes, I like to play tennis. Does anybody think anything different?
I like to play chess.
I like to play chess. This I hear over and over and over again. You know, the reason that you're arguing about whether it's tennis or chess is because you're getting very little frequency information. It's making it difficult for you to tell where those high-pitched S sounds are. About a year later, I got a software upgrade to 16 channels of auditory information. And that was done just by putting new software in the processor. There's a socket in the processor that the audiologist can plug into to upload new software into the processor itself. So you upgrade a cochlear implant just the way you upgrade any kind of computer by giving it new software. So here is 16 channels.
I like to play tennis.
Okay, is there any dispute over which it is? Is it I like to play chess or I like to play tennis?
Not so much that, but you really have to be paying attention.
Yes, you really do. So this begins to answer the question you asked. So what I heard initially was that very distorted, garbled kind of sound. And for quite a while,
I like to play tennis.
I was able to use that to understand people just fine when I was talking with them one-on-one. But I remember that first day I turned the radio on and it was pure gibberish. It sounded like language, but I could not make out a single